I am Justin Furstenfeld of Blue October, and I am at the Aloft Hotel here in Cleveland doing the Aloft 2016 tour. It's awesome to be here, and I'm very grateful and blessed to be able to play for you guys. Much love. Happy to be here.
Justin, tell me what the early days were like. Like the band formed back in Houston in the mid-90s, right?
95.
What was the scene like back then, and how did everything come together for you guys?
Well, back in like 95 in Houston, it was crazy because you had like a bunch of performance artists.
Oh, really?
You had like a bunch of spoken word people that would like literally smear like gravy on themselves while reading from the Bible and lighting something on,
Right.
So that's what a Saturday night like was for us, for me.
Yeah.
That was like where I would go like to a place called Katahayuk, and or Goat's Head Soup,
Right.
and you go get your coffee because I was too young to drink.
Yeah.
Go get your coffee and your cigarettes, and you'd sit around and watch the slowcore. I loved the slowcore bands like Idaho,
Right.
Red House Painters, Codeine.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Right. Yeah.
But then on the other hand, you had bands like the Pixies and the Cocteau Twins and the Cure and
Right.
and the Morrissey doing. But I was into the Smiths and.
Yeah.
So you had a lot of romantic art rock out too, and that's what I embraced myself in, engulfed myself in. I guess that's the word.
Yeah.
But around Houston, you had real artsy,
Right.
real artsy stuff. So it gave me this freedom.
Yeah.
And I went to high school for the performing and visual arts for theater.
Right.
So I already had this inhibitionless life. Like
Right.
Just So seeing all these performance artists do all this really out of box.
Right.
Character stuff just gave me more of a reason to just really put out my soul. And then I started listening to Peter Gabriel in high school and middle school actually.
Yeah.
I started listening to Smiths and Peter Gabriel all the way from like the end of elementary school up, and I was just blown away by their passion and their lyrics. So I don't know if I answered your question, but that's what I was doing in Houston, It's going to see these crazy weird bands. And
what was it like? I mean, the band became hugely popular at one point. I mean, what was it like when you started selling 1 million copies of your records?
I mean, every band wants that.
Right.
Every band wants that. But to be honest with you, and my manager will probably kill me for this, I'm happy with, around the 30s on the top 40. I don't think I ever want to go to number one again.
Yeah.
Because number one, people, the way I feel is you're played so much and you're shoved down people's throats so much that even I get sick of hearing it. And then the next thing you put out is just, people are kind of sick of it.
Yeah.
It's almost like wearing bell bottoms in the 70s, and then you try to wear them in the 80s, you're just like,
Yeah.
So why are you wearing those? And I don't like it. Took me a long time to rebuild a career after being really popular, and then people getting real sick of you, and then rebuild it.
Right.
Because you had to reassess what you were singing about. I came from a very dramatic, dark angle back then, so if you can imagine hearing that every day, no matter what city you're in, it was great songs, great music, for that time being.
Yeah.
But after a while, people wanted to start hearing some positive stuff, so I had to kind of reevaluate.
Yeah, and certainly those songs on Home have that sort of positivity to them.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, life's good.
Yeah.
Life's amazing. Every day is just another blessing, and every day is just another adventure. And being able to do this for a living is just insanely cool.
Right.
And I didn't think I appreciated it like I do now. Back when we were like number one, I didn't think I appreciated it. And I do now because I'm given this chance to play music, and so I like to focus on things on this new album, Home, about how I turned my life around.
Right.
And I'm not saying, hey, look at me.
Yeah.
I'm crazy.
Right.
There's nothing perfect about me.
Yeah.
But I don't strive to be perfect. I just try to do the next right thing, and slowly my life has kind of come back together.
Right.
And things are good.
Yeah.
And I can handle things now. So that's what I wanted to show people with Home, was that same guy that was going through all that turmoil. So many people knew me as like that dark guy, that dark character, and now I'm in such a good place that I'm so excited about writing. Writing about darkness is only like 10 or 15% of what you can write about. I mean, I still got all this to write about, and I can't wait to. Our new album is just a touch on how good life can get. I can't wait to see what's coming.
Right.
So that's kind of what Home's about, is just enjoying life and not watching it go by.
Can you talk about the approach on the record in terms of the music and what you guys were going for in terms of the type of sound that you wanted the songs to have?
It was very specific. It's crazy that you asked that. It was very specific because I wanted it to sound like you were in a desert, and I wanted it to sound simple, and I wanted it to sound, I wanted it to be about the beat and the melody and the atmosphere. So almost like if you were a kite flying in the desert, that's how every song should make you feel throughout the album. Like uplifted. And it couldn't have too many tracks. It had to be real simple. I had to tell our violinist, to try other things because I didn't want violin throughout the whole thing, and that's always hard having a conversation, but he's such a genuine, amazing talent that he can get on the piano, the cello, the viola, the mandolin, the guitar. He's just crazy like that. So, but I try to keep it simple. Try to keep it about the bass, the drums, the vocal story, and the melody, and then just atmosphere around it with hooks.
So in
desert rock.
In closing, I mean, what's it been like to take these songs and then perform acoustic versions of them?
It's pretty cool because they're how I originally came up with them. Just sitting in my living room. And what's really cool is to look back at all the old stuff too, the darker stuff, like doing these Aloft hotels. It's like I like to take people on a journey from way back in 96, 97, all the way up to 2016. And just show this growth of one individual and just how thankful and grateful I am for where I am today.